Welcome back to episode 3 of Fork the City. If you missed our first two episodes, this is where we break down the New York City restaurant scene from our biggest dining pet peeves to honest belly reviews and everything in between. Whether it's hype worth chasing or spots that miss the mark, we're forking into it all. I'm your co-host Josh Einbinder, joined alongside Gabby Martin.
Hello, my name is Gabby Martin, aka Instagrubs on Instagram. Follow me for New York City food reviews, videos, all that good stuff. Jumping into last episode, we have been getting some feedback that we are crazy for not liking pie. Josh, what do you think about that?
Bananas, erroneous on all accounts, in the words of Vince Vaughn, I think, from Wedding Crashers. Pie is not a dessert. Pie is a snack. Pie is something you eat on Thanksgiving, but pie is not a year-round dessert. Dessert has to be chocolate or just like a sweet treat, and pie is not a sweet treat.
Now that you say that, this is really off topic. I feel that way about Thanksgiving food because, like you said, if Thanksgiving food was that good to the amount of people always talking about it as being their favorite holiday, people
Mhm.
would eat it year round. I've never been invited to a friend's house to eat turkey and sweet potato on any other day of the year.
I do like the Lenwich Thanksgiving sandwich from November 1st to December 1st, but to your point,
Never had that.
Thanksgiving food is I actually enjoy it on Thanksgiving, but overall, like I don't want to eat it in July at
Right,
all.
which is weird because people are like, it's amazing. But if it was that good, you would eat it all times of the year. Not to get too much off topic here, but I had to throw that in when you said something about
Did
pie.
did you ever try a place called Boston Market?
Yeah.
Yeah, that place had like Thanksgiving food as a chain. Oh, my favorite place growing up. They had the best cornbread. The best.
Ew. Whenever my parents said we had to go there, I would throw a fit and get out of it. We would end up at Chipotle.
Well, Bob, if you're listening, I know you and I don't align completely on our food tastes because you didn't like the Peking Duck House, which will be a future episode. I don't want to dive into that. But I always loved Boston Market. I always had a soft spot for it. So when I think there's like
Ew.
two locations left open, I was heartbroken.
There's one in Boca. I don't know if it's still open,
Oh
but
my God. Well, I'm gonna have to drive down there and check it out if it's still open.
oh my goodness. Okay, moving on. We are going to jump into our pet peeves. We have so many that we are limiting it to one an episode. Last time we talked about being a superhero and memorizing orders as a waitress or a waiter. Today we are talking about something that really makes me angry.
Hmm.
Essentially, it is when a restaurant only makes a certain amount of their specialty dish a day in order to get hype. What do you think?
You know, the best example that I think of is at Yankee Stadium. They do the Aaron Judge 99 burger. They give out 99 a game. Yankee Stadium seats 40,000 plus people, and you're giving out 99 of these burgers. I think it's a little different at a sporting event, which I don't like, but about specific to restaurants, I hate that. I hate that you're trying to drum up the hype, make the reservation harder to get. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand it's scarcity, it really incentivizes people to want to go and try it. Trust me, if the Don Angie, uh, lasagna was only available to 50 people and I got a
Oh my
reservation at Don Angie,
God.
I'd be heartbroken about it. But I really don't like when restaurants do that. It's a gimmicky thing. No matter how nice the restaurant is, really, really frustrating.
Yeah. And I will say, I don't know which place this is in the city. I did hear there is one that essentially they make a burger, but it's using leftover meat from a different dish. They're doing it
Hmm.
to like prevent food waste. That is the only acceptable explanation for that. And I don't even know if that's true, but I can give you a few examples of places that I've seen do this, and it really makes me upset. So, to start off, Lord's Burgers. I don't know if this is the one that does it because of food waste, only makes a certain amount of burgers a day. And when I tried going there, they said the wait's 3 hours and there will be no more burgers left by the time you sit.
Hmm.
The other places, so another announcement, I guess, is that Timeout Market opened up in Union Square. When you first walk in, there's an Indian restaurant exactly to, like right to the right. And they only serve a certain amount of chicken and rice dishes a day. I forget the name of the dish. That is just for hype. There is no other reason for
Is it
that.
biryani?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I went with my friend once and she was so stressed about getting this dish. And we got there and they were like, "Oh, you got the last one." And she was so happy. And it's funny because she was eating it. She's like, "This isn't even good. Like, they are doing this so people stress out over getting it.
Yeah.
And maybe they're more likely to say it's good."
It's I just really don't like that. And actually, I've always wanted to try the Lord's Burger, but
Me too.
I don't want to go wait in line or get a late reservation and they're already out of burgers because that's why I would be going to Lord's in the first place is to try the burger.
Mhm.
Um, and I just it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me.
That's like if Minetta Tavern said we're only making 10 burgers a day.
Yeah. Like imagine if all these places, like I know you didn't love it, but like if Lily only made 100 Angelottis or
Yeah.
if Quality Italian only made 100 chicken parm pizzas, like that's what they're known for. You can't be doing that to customers who want to come there and try the specific thing that you're, selling.
I think it's a really slimy way to get hype. I know
It
that's a
is.
weird statement, but I feel that way. And
Yeah.
I have a quick story. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I am from South Florida. I don't know how familiar everyone is with the Vinny's viral chicken Caesar app. It's amazing. I actually love it. So this place, I'm going to name them. I don't really care. Called V's Kitchen or V's Cafe, opened up near Meisner Park, 20 minutes away from Vinny's. And they started advertising hardcore about how they are the best chicken Caesar app, how they're going to be competing with all the best in the area. However, they only make 10 a day. Okay.
10's
Uh,
the actual number.
no, I don't know. It's limited. Like honestly, under 20.
Wow.
So my dad and I tried going. I don't think we knew at that point they don't make a lot. Like I think we were just seeing their social media about how it was so competitive that we wanted to try it. And we went, we were making a whole TikTok about it. The TikTok still exists. And we get there and there's a sign on the door. It's not even a nice sign, it's a piece of paper with like Sharpie out of Caesar wraps. And we were like, it's 12:15. A Caesar wrap, right, is lettuce and Caesar dressing.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. What's in a Caesar wrap is very cheap to buy. It's not like you're buying, high grade prime rib steak.
Right.
So the fact that it's limited when it's just, you know, lettuce, croutons,
Lettuce.
chicken.
Go to
Um,
Publix across the street and buy a bag of lettuce.
well, this plays into my
Seriously.
other thing is when a place like that runs out of chicken Caesar salad, it reminds me, I've been to so many ice cream places where they're like, sorry, we're out of sprinkles. I'm like, what do you mean you're out of sprinkles?
I've never witnessed
I
that.
It's happened multiple times to me, but that's because that's the kind of stuff that happens to me. How do you run out of sprinkles? You go to the supermarket. I don't care if it's not the same sprinkles that you buy from a supplier.
Yeah,
You go to the supermarket and you get sprinkles. An ice cream place cannot run out of sprinkles.
that's
And
hilarious.
a chicken Caesar wrap place cannot say, sorry, we're not selling more chicken Caesar wraps because we don't have enough
Right.
lettuce.
So I made a TikTok destroying them. And you want to know what they commented on it? Because it
What
got
they
back to
comment?
them. Our Caesar is great, only real ones know. I am a certified hater, but I'm also a certified real one. What do you
Gabby,
mean?
this I wasn't going to do this on this podcast, but I'm also going to call out Ithaca hummus
Oh no.
because similar to how you dealt with that from V's, I asked Ithaca hummus if they'd be so gracious and willing to follow our Fork the City Pod Instagram page, to which they politely declined. No issue at all. One, I will never get Ithaca hummus again, and
Oh
it's actually a
no.
good product. But number two, they were like, sorry, like a lot of people asked to for us to follow them, and we can't. You guys have 40,000 followers, and you follow almost 3,500 people back. What do you
They
mean
don't
you
want to
can't follow
follow
our
us.
page?
Well, now
I
they're really not going to want to follow us.
I have seen so many chains that follow people that are way bigger than Ithaca hummus.
We
Okay,
have followers that are way
7th
bigger.
Street Burger followed us. Shout out to
I know.
them.
I love them.
Boqueria, the tapas place in New York City, followed us. Shout out to them. Like
Yeah.
these are restaurants with more followers, and they're following us. They messed up. They messed up. That's
We
all
have
I'll
beef
say.
with a lot of restaurants, as you can tell. So V's, I don't need to try your app. I honestly live really close to Vinny's. They are the best, and they are the OG. And this hummus place, I've never had you. I don't think I want to try you anymore,
Mm. You don't want to
unless you bring
cross
us in for
us.
a collab. Then I will
Yeah,
try
if
it.
you bring us in for a collab, all's forgiven. But
Yeah,
again, we'll be honest.
you could earn our trust and love back.
If Ithaca Hummus sent me a PR package, I'd consider it because I actually was eating Ithaca Hummus yesterday. But this plays into my,
What?
yes, this plays into my whole thing of I actually don't think supermarket hummus is good at all.
Nope,
Like I've never had
sure
a good
isn't.
supermarket hummus where I'm like, this tastes just like a restaurant's. It's not. It's not
I
good.
don't want to talk about Motec today, but Motec hummus is fabulous.
Motek hummus is very good. If you've ever been to Booston in the Upper West Side, that's also very good hummus.
No. Have you ever had chocolate hummus?
I've never had chocolate hummus, and as much as I like chocolate, I don't think I would like a chocolate hummus.
I've had good chocolate hummus before, actually. It does not
Okay.
taste like hummus. Okay, we're gonna move on to the belly breakdown segment. We both took a restaurant we had strong feelings about, positive or negative, and we are both going to share, like, for our perspective restaurant, what we gave it on belly and why. And we're either going to be defending this place or we're going to be ripping it a new one. It depends on our mood. So I'm going to start us off with the Olive Garden of New York City, La Pecora Bianca. Before we get started, I have only positive things to say. Funny enough, on Instagram's La Pecora is my number one like collab that I really want. And I have tried reaching out and they don't answer me. And that's fine.
They're
But
big time. They're major leaguing you. They're big
yeah, and
time you.
I really want to work with them. So on Belly, I gave it a 9.8. I don't know why it's not a 10. I don't think it deserves a 10, but I think 9.8 does it justice. Like
It's a
that's a really
good
good score.
it's a good restaurant. Don't get me wrong. It's all reliable. If you need a place to go in New York City where you need a reservation, it's last minute, you
Mhm.
want decent food, yeah, go to La Pecora. I went to La Pecora the first time, March 18th, 2022. I remember that being the first ever time I went
Why do you
because
know that?
for those that know me also know that that was the first day I ever saw MJ the musical. So we went to dinner before we saw the
Oh
show.
my God. Okay.
Yes. So we're coming up on 4 year anniversary of my first time at La Pecora. By no means did I think it was bad. It felt very basic and very like commercialized. The food came out very quickly, which I really don't like at any restaurant.
I love
Um,
that. I
the,
disagree.
the taste was there. It tasted very good.
Yes, it
You know,
does.
if I have a friend visiting from outside of New York and they're like, I want top-notch, really great Italian food, I don't want to bring them to La Pecora Bianca. One, because it's a
Why?
chain, because it's a
You know it's
chain.
going to be really good though.
But I think there's
They don't
so
know
much
that.
more New York has to offer in the Italian food scene than La Pecora Bianca, and I feel like I'd be letting my friends down should they come to New York and I bring them to La Pecora.
Sure, but then you need to bring them to a place you know is good, not try a new place like Il Cantinori and then have them have a horrible experience
I
too.
I agree. Like the top of my list would be the Mises, the Lilias, the Don Angies of the world, which are all very hard
Yeah,
to
if you
get
can get
into.
in. Yeah.
But those would be the ones ideally I would like to get into over a La Pecora Bianca.
That's fair. I don't know if I agree, but it's funny when my family comes to visit from Florida, we go to La Picora sometimes twice when they're there. They think it's that good. They came for my cousin's wedding a few years ago. We went for dinner, like, I don't know, like Thursday night. Then the next morning, we got brunch there, which honestly, I'm not really sticking up for their brunch. I don't remember it. I love it
Mhm.
for dinner, but my family is just that loyal that they're like, let's just go to La Picora.
You know,
So,
I've also found the few times I've been, the portion sizes have gotten smaller and smaller. Every time I walk away from there, I'm a
hmm,
bit underwhelmed. I don't feel like I'm full.
I don't know what you're getting there. What are you getting?
I get like the spicy rigatoni.
Hmm.
That's what I've gotten. I think they have like an orecchiette dish that I've gotten in the past as well.
Okay, so I'm loyal. I only get the same dish there. Well, yeah, for my entree. The rigatoni vodka that you were referring to with the burrata. You have to add the burrata. It's so good.
Mm. I
And
just it really frustrates me as a restaurant because I think there's so much potential there. It's always crowded, by the way. Like I'm not knocking them at all. Like
yeah, it's not empty.
every location I walk past, if you walk past on a Friday or Saturday night from hours of 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., it's always going to be packed.
But
Always.
not packed enough to the point you can't get seated without a red,
No, you
which
can
I
always get
love.
a reservation. Yeah.
You can walk in, and I think that's great. And also, other dishes I love that I wanted to shout out are I think I like the Caesar salad there. It's a little sad. I don't know. The Brussels sprouts. Have you had them?
I've not had the Brussels sprouts at La Pecora, but Brussels sprouts to me, as I was telling Jillian last night, they blend together to me. I feel like a lot of places just they all taste the same. There's not a lot of, special
Well, they put
aspects
a
of
lot
Brussels
of honey
sprouts.
on them, and they're really, really delicious.
Mm.
So, to all the people out there, I think if someone says La Pecora is one of their favorite restaurants, I think that is such a green flag. It means they value consistent and they are loyal as people.
I'm a Mets fan, so that's the greenest flag you can get. I've been through pain,
Mm.
and that's loyalty right there. But let's not go off on a tangent. about my Mets fandom. I just think in general, I see where you're coming from, La Pecora. I see why you gave it the high score. I just don't think it's worthy of a 9.8. I think like a 8.2 would be more appropriate because any restaurant I see in the eights, I'm like, okay, that person enjoyed it. It's solid. Maybe they're not going to go back every single time, but it does the job. That to
I
me,
am gonna go back every single time.
I know that's you, but I know to me that's what La Pecora is. I haven't rated
Okay.
it yet, but I really should. I'd probably give it low eights, high sevens.
Okay, that's pretty high for you though.
Yeah, that's a good score.
And then along this line, we wanted to also talk about like the Smith, Rosemary's, because those are along the same caliber of
Yeah.
La Pecora. They are not as good as La Pecora, but you want to know what? Consistent and very decent.
I think the Smith is consistent, but it's worse than La Pecora in the sense that
Yeah.
I think a lot of people move to New York and they think, ooh, the Smith, so cool, so sexy, what a great vibe. But really, it's just a huge chain in multiple cities across the country. It's not a place that's worth going to more than a few times. Or like we've talked about with La Pecora, you need a last minute reservation, you want good vibes. The food is fine. It's reliable. Like the burger is fine. I think there's some pasta dishes. I've never gotten the pasta dishes there. Fine.
The
But
kale salad is actually really, really good.
I've never had my socks knocked off at the Smith. I never will. I think I rated the one on Second or Third Avenue on the Upper East Side, or in like Kips Bay area, a 7.2,
That's
which is
actually kind
fine.
of generous. Yeah, I don't know my belly review for it, but I feel like it's like a seven.
Yeah,
It's good. I mean, it's also really expensive.
it's very expensive. Yeah.
Like I actually do like the kale salad, and I don't eat kale salads, but they do something right there. It does taste good. And I remember I got it with salmon, and I think it was like $35. Like
Mm.
a salad. Like I just like don't want to pay $35 for a salad. However, if it's an event or a work lunch and big company is bringing you, then it's fine. It's a good lunch. But
You
I
know,
don't want to
I
spend my money that way.
I don't know. Like if you were opening up a restaurant, like let's say you wanted, to open a chain, what chain would you pick? Because it certainly, I don't think I would pick the Smith or La Pecora if I had the opportunity.
Like what
to
type of
fran
food?
to open a franchise. And again, I don't know if the
Oh,
Smith
I
and La
can.
Pecora are franchise models,
Hmm.
but what
Hmm.
restaurant chain would you pick if you had the cash to open one?
Is Chipotle a franchise?
Yes,
I love Chipotle. I don't
I
know if it
love
would do
Chipotle.
well financially, but I think that's my answer.
Speaking of Chipotle, another shout out to another brand that followed us, Dos Toros,
Woohoo!
another big brand that took the leap of faith and followed us. So shout out to Dos Toros
Thank you.
for the follow. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would open a Chipotle. What would I'm scared to hear your answer because I feel like it's going to be unhinged because you asked me the question.
I actually think Chipotle is a great answer. I love Chipotle. I think
Me too.
everything's great there. Um, I think I'd want to open a Lenwich. If I was in New York
Oh.
City, I'd want a Lenwich. If I was
Mm.
outside of New York City, for my Connecticut listeners, Sierra Grill. It's like Chipotle, but fresher. It doesn't feel like as like, you go up, you order, you go down the line, and then you check out. It's like you could sit down in there. It's like a little bit more leisurely, I would say, than Chipotle when you sit down in a Chipotle. Sierra Grill, there are two locations now, one in Norwalk, Connecticut, one in Jacksonville. Don't even know if if there's an ability to franchise it, but it is incredible. I love Sierra Grill.
Interesting. Never
Hmm.
heard of it. Would love to try it someday. I actually, not to talk too much about this, there's a lot of like off-brand Chipotle vibe places that are
Yeah.
like fresher, higher quality, maybe. I don't think they're as good. Like I am a Chipotle. Back to me being a green flag, consistent and loyal. I think Chipotle provides every time. However, there is such thing as a bad Chipotle. Like different locations provide different things. And like I know the one near Union Square is amazing. That one will serve every time. However, I've had Chipotle's that I know aren't as good as others. So some are better than others, but I still will choose Chipotle over a lot of other
Can
meals.
I can I interject and say with Chipotle, what makes or break the experience to me is how good the person behind the counter is at rolling the burrito. I get the quesadilla sometimes online, but if you don't know how to properly fold the burrito, it will ruin my experience every single time. I
Wow.
find that with Chipotle, um, unequal portion sizes, um, every time I go there, sometimes I'll get a burrito that's stuffed. Sometimes I'll get a burrito that could have another pound of items in it. I don't know.
Oh,
And that's my biggest frustration. Also with Chipotle, when they wrap a burrito and it's stuffed, and I could see it kind of, it's not fully wrapped and it's opening up a little bit. I'll be like, hey, can I have a second tortilla that you wrap it in just for security and safety? They'll usually say no or give me attitude.
why would they say
And
no?
because they don't want to waste another tortilla. And
They'll charge you.
another pet peeve I have with Chipotle is the point system on the app now is much worse than it was a few years ago. For one
Oh,
order of a burrito I get now, $19, a steak burrito, it's like 120 points. A few years ago, 225 points, 250 points. It's taking a lot longer to get to that free entree in the app now because they
oh,
lowered the points
is
tier.
the free entree still the same amount of points it used to be?
Yeah, 1600 I think for the quesadilla and 1525 for a burrito or
Wow,
tacos or a
impressed.
bowl.
I'm impressed that you know this. Okay,
I
overall
hit
though,
Chipotle once or twice a week.
overall we love Chipotle though. Like we do have our grievances with it, but we are Chipotle stans.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Now, I think we can move on to your belly breakdown, which is going to be way more entertaining, probably because it will be more negative.
Yes, we are going to talk about Hillstone. Now, I know this is controversial because a lot of people, specifically those that live in Murray Hill or Kips Bay, not to call you out, but it's true, love Hillstone. I
Mm.
want the people listening to wrap their heads around the fact that Hillstone is not good. Hillstone is an elevated cheesecake factory. Hillstone is as basic as they come. Did I say La Pecora was basic? No, I meant Hillstone is basic. And the discourse online I keep seeing, I'm very passionate about this. The discourse
I
online I
love it.
see, it's such a hard reservation to get. It's a premier
It is
location. It's exclusive. Hillstone is not exclusive. There are multiple locations around the country, whether it's called Hillstone or
Houston's.
Houston's, yes. Um, you can get a reservation. It might not be 7 o'clock on a Friday night. You can get a reservation at 8:30. You can get a 9 p.m. reservation. I think this is the most disappointing restaurant in New York City.
Oh,
Also, I
wow.
don't like the carpets. Another shout out to Elliot and Judy, the co-founders of Belly. In Elliot's review on Belly, he wrote that he did not like the carpets in the restaurant, and I second that. I don't think restaurants should have carpets. It felt very 2003 to me. I felt like I was walking into an outdated restaurant.
Oh
But
my God. I'm
and that's
speechless
just
right now, and I love it. Keep going.
I'm just starting. I was so disappointed in the food. And I thought the food would be the redeeming quality in the restaurant. I was like, okay, forget the carpets, forget how hard it is to get into, forget that everyone in Murray Hill, everyone and their mother in Murray Hill loves this restaurant. The press sushi was garbage. Like,
Mhm.
truly, it was cold, which I know it was meant to be. And people were like, oh, like some sushi's cold. It was like freezing cold. I felt like it was taken out of a freezer. It didn't taste particularly fresh, and it felt like it was sushi I got at Whole Foods.
I've had the pressed sushi. I've been one time to Hillstone, and it was okay. I was not impressed by the pressed sushi at all, and I was really upset about it.
It I don't like these places that blend American food and Japanese food, right? Like it can only be done so well. And having sushi on the menu and then a French dip, let's not blend the two, right?
Oh,
Like I'm very pro separating church and state. Let's separate these two dishes. Sushi is amazing if
Josh
done
is gonna get
right.
us canceled right now.
Why did I what I said
I don't.
bad?
I'm not sure. I'm okay with it. Keep going.
Okay. I just think that we can't eat the two together. Like sushi does not go with a French dip, which leads into my next point was the French dip was so mid. Like beyond mid. And I've read a lot of people I follow on Belly who love this place, and this is the key point here. 7 people I follow on Belly gave Hillstone a 9.5 or above on Belly.
Say their names. Just kidding.
I'm gonna leave out their names, but here's what I'll say is if I saw that you gave a 9.5 or higher to Hillstone, I don't think you know good food. I actually think that you need to be enlightened. You need to go on a New York City food tour led by me. Cue the AI video of me leading a New York City food tour.
Oh, can I come?
You can absolutely come.
Okay.
I just, I don't understand why people love it. I think what's more appropriate, I gave it a 6. I think what's more appropriate
I'm
is
gonna look up what I gave it.
between a 6 and an 8.4, which is what I believe you gave it, an 8.2 or an 8.4.
Oh, I did look, right? What did I give
Yeah.
it? I'm gonna pull it up just to confirm.
Well, while you
Sorry,
do
just
that,
taking a minute.
I also thought the spinach artichoke dip was mediocre. I don't really like dips like that. I also thought the chips were fresh out of the supermarket. Like they were not homemade. They were like What's the tortilla brand? Lay, not Lay's.
Tostitos.
Tostitos. They were straight up
Oh.
Tostitos chips.
Wait, okay, Josh did know what I gave it, which is creepy in its own right that he
N-
knew what I gave it.
I
But
wasn't
I
because
gave
I
it
was on my belly earlier, so I
and you
remembered.
wanted to look up what I got Hillstone. Okay, yeah, I gave it an 8-4.
Yeah.
That's actually generous. I think I could lower that a little. The spinach and artichoke dip, I could speak to that a little bit. I actually thought it was good. However, I don't think it's like you can only get it there. Like I think you could like make that at home or like
I could get,
buy that.
you know what Hillstone reminds me of? The Yard House, if you've ever been in the Yard House.
Hmm.
It's the Yard House, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's not a place people are trying to get into, actually.
And it wouldn't shock me if they had the same supplier because the burger meat at Yard House reminded me of the French dip at Hillstone.
I
It just
haven't had that.
why do you think people are so drawn to this place, specifically in Murray Hill? Do you think there's a reason for it?
I think it's a cool vibe. I guess minus the carpet. Like it gives off like dark, kind of sexy-ish vibes, I guess. And people really love to just, I think, this is my honest opinion. I think the food's pretty, right?
Mm,
Great collab for an influencer who is not going to say their honest opinion.
yeah.
The spinach and artichoke dip is gorgeous. Like I think it's actually like with the different dips, like
Yeah, the
not
the
gorgeous, but
presentation is
like
very good.
that's what it is, right? So you have that, then you have the pressed sushi. That looks good. Despite what it tastes like, that looks good.
Hmm.
French dip also the presentation is there and I actually think this is really sad, but for Gen Zers who care more about their social media presence than their real life reality, posting at Hillstone's cool.
And I also think I've seen a lot of TikToks of people like, oh, I went on a date to Hillstone. Such a great vibe. I think that whoever you're going on a date with needs to expand their horizons a little bit because there's so many awesome places in New York City to go on a date that are cooler than Hillstone, that are better than Hillstone. I hear you on the vibe, and I agree. I think especially if you're freshly out of college, you're age 22 to 24, this is like the place to be. You hear all the hype about it when you're in college, especially if you go to like a Big Ten school, the Marylands, the Ohio's, the Michigans of the world. You're like, oh, Hillstone, amazing. But it really is just if someone from Hillstone's watching, I'm sorry. I just, I don't even want to go back because I was that disappointed in it. And I don't think
Oh,
that's
I
going
would
to
go
change
back.
my mind. I don't think it'll change my mind.
Oh, see, I think it's solid. I'm just never choosing to go there. And if someone invites me and says, "Hey, I got a res there for next Friday, want to go?" Like, I'm gonna go.
Hmm, interesting.
Mm.
Well, that was episode 3 of Fork This City. We covered our pet peeves. We covered belly breakdowns of La Pecora Bianca and Hillstone. And we bid you adieu. I am your co-host, Josh Einbinder, joined alongside Gabby Martin.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope that all these restaurants like our reviews and want us to cover them in the future. Collabs, we will take any PR package that comes our way.
I'm
We can
I'm looking at
oh,
you, Dos Toros, because you
and
guys followed us.
you can earn back our love. Invite us in, knock our socks off. You can earn our love back.
A little bit harder for me, but I'm with you. I'm open-minded.
See you next time.